Who knows? Maybe Leeds United will come in and absolutely shock us
Yeah,
all.
yeah. I
A
mean,
team with history. Who knows?
after what Wolves and Sheffield United have done, I wouldn't put it past Leeds.
Hey everyone, and welcome to our Q&A Extra. This is where we take one question from the Q&A and we delve a little bit deeper into it. So I am asking you this question, Matt. It is from RAC87. So, bit of a long one, right? Do you think there will be a close title race next season, especially if both Manchester clubs go far in Europe? And do you think clubs will maintain distance with Liverpool, with next season probably being packed with matches? Or do you think Liverpool will drop off next season, like Man City, allowing clubs to maintain ground with Liverpool or potentially surpassing them? I said Liverpool a lot then. So I think the main premise of this
Yeah.
is, do you think there will be a close title race next season, and will Liverpool still have that distance?
I don't think Liverpool will have that distance purely because what they've managed is such an amazing feat. Even though they've done it 2 seasons in a row with 90-odd points, the others know they need to improve. Other teams, especially Manchester City, know they need to really step up their game next season. Maybe it'll be a 2-horse race and both of them will just go at it like 2 seasons previously, 2018-19. I'm not sure Liverpool will have that again. That seems to be a bit of a freak season in the Premier League for someone to be so many points clear. They will still be very good, though. I think it was interesting talking about how packed the season will be because of starting late and having to finish within good time before the European Championships start next summer. Obviously, 4 competitions. Depends how far each team goes in that. Mm-hmm. I think it will be interesting. I think teams will be stronger. For sure. I think we're going to see a bit of a return to the fight for the top 4 being between the top 6 again.
Yeah.
Not with Leicester, Sheffield United or Wolves in there. I think they'll do good, but Chelsea and United are in there and they'll improve. Obviously, Leicester and City are in there. I think Arsenal and Spurs will improve as well and be a lot more quality. So I think, the race for the top 4 will probably be between the regular top 6, I say, the supposed, in quotation marks, top 6. I guess a lot depends as well with Liverpool and what they do in the transfer market. I mean, do you think they need to go that big? Are they going to be able to rely on what they did last season? Fergie never did that at United. He never just sat back and said, we're good enough, we'll be good enough next season.
Yeah, I think when you look at that squad on paper and what they've done, you'd initially think, well, no, if it ain't broke, why fix it? But like you say, you have to look at the teams around you and what they are building as well. So I think it would be wise, as we've talked about before, they're having a clear out of some names that you expected to leave. I think maybe getting a little bit of backup in a couple of areas.
For sure.
I think as much as you can rely on other players to be getting goals, I think maybe you have to look at Firmino and the lack of scoring at home. Maybe somebody else that they can rely on to maybe get a few goals. Obviously, talk about Thiago, who I think would be
brilliant.
Somebody great who isn't kind of in that age bracket where he's going to be expecting to start every single game and play 90 minutes, but also not too much of an OAP that he's just going to be sat on the bench every game. Do you know what I mean? He's going to be in the mix in a good way.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think investing in 1 or 2 areas. I mean, they're also apparently looking at a defender as well. I think it's a good idea, but I agree. I cannot see them doing what they've done in the Premier League.
It's not to say they'll drop off.
No, I just think, like you say, the other teams are going to improve. I mean, Manchester City, I think it depends what happens with the Champions League, but if I was Guardiola, I would be looking a little bit sideways thinking, how has this happened, in that there is such a gap and we really need to fix up here. And I think that is why we're seeing so many rumours about players that they're signing. I think once they've sorted out the defence, obviously there's Torres who's potentially on his way, dealing with the loss of Silva.
Sane as well.
Yeah, I think when City make 1 or 2 signings, because up front they are absolutely flying. You Sterling, De Bruyne, etc. They're absolutely flying. So I think if they can tweak those few areas, they will definitely. I think they'll be back, and like you say, it will be a Liverpool City situation. I think depending what happens with Chelsea and their signings, I mean, stranger things have happened. Maybe they could even be involved.
Yeah.
Who knows? Because the amount of signings that they're making, it seems that, or rumoured to be making, it seems like it's going to be a completely new team. So, yeah, I think it'd be interesting. But like you say, maybe we will see the random, like the Sheffield United and the Wolves isn't random because they've been there a while, but these teams that just seem to crop up, maybe they'll be suppressed down.
Yeah, and I think it sounds a bit not harsh, but it's kind of the way football is going. I think that's the main issue with the top clubs having so much money, is that when the likes of Tottenham and Arsenal have a poor season, not so much Arsenal, but Tottenham,
they go shopping.
Yeah, they can still, and Manchester City especially, when they have a poor season by their standards, they can be like, right, we can still attract the top players. We can still pay the top players. Yeah. It's not that if they finish out of, for example, Arsenal finishing out of the European spots and the Champions League places, I mean, obviously they can win the FA Cup, means less money, right, for them. Yeah. It's less money spent on transfers, less money to be able to, less attraction to the club, saying, come play for us, we've got Champions League football, we've got European football. That would affect clubs like Wolves, Sheffield United, Leicester. It doesn't affect Arsenal. Yeah. They're still a big club with big history and players want to play for them. It doesn't affect anyone in the top six. I think we saw that a few seasons ago when United broke their transfer record for Pogba and they were in the Europa League. Pogba went from a team that had been in a few Champions League finals with Juventus, a team that was winning Serie A title after Serie A title, and he in the Champions League, and he swapped all of it just for Manchester United. Yeah. And I think that's the issue, is that, these big clubs can dig into their pockets and improve over one summer. Whereas if Leicester, like you said, with Jimenez leaving Wolves, and if Leicester were to lose, Chilwell, Maddison, even though he signed a new contract, Pereira, Tielemans, Barnes, it would be difficult for them to reinvest and attract and continuously get back into the top four.
We'd see more of the gap further down the table than, or who knows, maybe Leeds United will come in and absolutely shock us all. Yeah, I mean, a team with history, who knows?
After what Wolves and Sheffield United have done, I wouldn't put it past Leeds or any team coming up.
I feel like Leeds are going to be up for it. Yeah. I just feel
they've got a point to prove now. They've been revving up for the last,
They are not leaving that Premier League. They are nailing themselves to it. No way are they going to let themselves slip.
But yeah, I think Liverpool, I think City will catch up with Liverpool, who will be pretty much at the same level they were this season, unless they drastically fall off. And it will be a two-horse race, yeah. But, I guess that's credit to them for keeping such incredibly high standards. It's just up to the rest of the league to try and buck their ideas up. And of course, if the rest of the top four or top six are so dominant, and get better, it means they'll be beating the lower sides more, which means you'll see the gap appear lower down, and you won't get so many teams causing so many shocks.
I mean, one thing, it will definitely be an interesting season, I think. For sure. So yes, thank you for that question. That was an interesting one. I liked that one. Don't forget that on a Wednesday evening in the community tab, that is where we put a little post out for you guys to put your questions to us. But yes, thank you for that question and all the other questions. Don't forget to check out all the other content that we have got going on at Onefootball, and me and Matt will be back next week.